Is it going to let me? Oh, well, sticklebats. All right. I just realized I'm so sleepy still that I did my video wrong. So ignore the link down below. I'm going to put a comment there and give you the correct link after this video. So hi. I'm I've been building shit and I'm finally at a point where everything is organized and in place, and now I'm like, yes, let's talk to the people. So, hi. How are you? I am on an imagination with a healing garden. I am a citizen of Authenticity City. And I wanted to touch base with everybody and say, if you're new, welcome. And if you are not new, hi again. So this is what I've got here. This is my Facebook page, and this is all the craziness that I have happening here. I have a long history that I don't like to delve into too deeply unless I'm on a stage and it's actually going somewhere with great purpose. Maybe I'll do that at some point here, but basically it was a horrifically traumatic 40 years. I was a domesticated slave, sex slave, every kind of abuse you can think of I had, every kind. And I got out of it. In 1995, when I was 15 years old, I realized that I was, well, if I want, everyone around me was basically uneducated. And if I wanted to overcome my abusers, I needed to become smarter than my abusers. So I began studying, and I studied philosophy, psychology, sociology, music theory, physics, a whole lot of topics. And what ended up developing was it was 30 years of psychology and philosophy studies where I walked away with a severe comprehension of the subconscious mind. And it later on would be the tools I would need to cure my own brain. So in 2015, when I hit my not rock bottom, it's not rock bottom, it's breaking point. When I reached my breaking point, I realized I needed help. And that is when I went into therapy. And the therapy was really inadequate, bottom line. It was not the trauma dumping, the emotional flooding. I spent more time reliving the traumas and then being left alone to deal with the mess afterward than actually healing. So I took my, at that time, 20 years worth of study, 25 years worth of study in psychology, and I invented a system. I invented something called perspective psychology, and I invented something called triadic healing, which I then used on myself. And my triadic healing was so effective that my therapist said I crammed 20 years of therapy into 5 years. When I walked in 2015, they told me that there was no cure for my mental illness. They told me that I would have it for the rest of my life. And they told me that I was going to have to be on medications for the rest of my life. I was diagnosed with multiple personality disorder, dissociative identity disorder, with borderline personality disorder, with PTSD. I had 44 triggers. I was asocial, shut in for 20 years. And I had depression, bipolar 1. I had all of them. All of them. I had codependency, literally almost every mental illness you can think of. I did not have, it's easier if I do this. I did not have narcissistic behavioral disorder. I did not have schizophrenia. I did not have bipolar 2. There. I had everything else. There, that's it. I did not have those 3 things. I did have a kind of psychopathy. So I did not have those 3 things. They checked. So everything else I had. And they told me that I would never be free from all of the crap that I did, except I had my triadic healing, and I did. In 5 years, I received a clean bill of health. And I am on the top of my game. When I walked away from it, between my trauma story, my recovery for who I am, my finding authenticity at the end of it all, which is really what that gorgeous pot at the end of the rainbow is your authenticity. Oh my God. That surprised me. I was not expecting to find that at the end. And the triadic healing I had that moment where I said, what can I do with my life now? I'm done with psychology. I could throw it all away and just pursue my own authenticity, which is me playing Dungeons and Dragons and being an actress and enjoying my life and being a philosopher. But I have this triadic healing, and so I decided to create the healing garden. And the healing garden is basically one part of my city, Authenticity City, where you can go in and basically the triadic healing is accessible to you. It is the program, I base this program off of my theory called the Rorschach print perspective. And this is, by the way, perspective psychology. Once you understand the psychology of perspectives, it changes everything. It changes how you view the subconscious mind. It changes how you view mental illness, which I refer to as behavioral disorders, because the perspective is different here. And once you start to understand what perspective is and how all of perspective falls into place, it changes the psychology game. And that's exactly what took place here. I changed the psychology game when I invented perspective psychology and triadic healing. So I'm now going into my 29th, 30th year. 29th year of studying psychology and of working in psychology, philosophy, and sociology. And I've done a lot of work with manifestation, a lot of work with all of it. And I've put it out there now. It's all neatly wrapped and bundled. Classes are on Monday nights. Bottom line, if you are interested in jumping into my triadic healing, my classes are Monday nights. If you head on over to my website, which the link is going to be up below in the comments, you'll be able to enroll in my classes. And the way the classes are designed, you can jump in at any time, and it's 3 parts, part 1, part 2, part 3. Part 1 focuses on healing yourself. And it's explaining to you, it's the subconscious guide it's the user manual for the subconscious mind. So you understand what the subconscious mind is and how to use it. You have a 6-part mental system inside of you. Everyone has a 6-part mental system. Understanding what the 6 parts are and how to use them is key to managing your life. So there's also a huge thing for me, it's a massive syllabus of understanding the different parts of mental health, so that when you have mental healing, when you are healing yourself through your own journey, you need to make sure that you are healing all the parts of you and not just one. The majority of healing journeys that people are on are only doing 2 of the 6 parts. So there are 4 parts that most people ignore and neglect, which is why healing takes so long, is because you're only healing a fraction of your subconscious mind instead of all of it. That's the problem. So my program addresses all of the parts. It balances it out. It shows you all the different parts. It teaches you how to literally captain your entire system, how to manage it, and how to become consciously aware of what it is you need to do, and it teaches you how to do it. So that's triadic healing, and my classes are available on Mondays. It's not going to be Monday nights. I'm going to have it at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. That is when I have my class, and it's about a 3-hour class. And the classes cover assignments, homeworks. It covers everything. And there is no time frame on it. It's not a come into the class and then be there for X amount of time period, and then you're done, you're out, and you're on your own. I don't do that shit. So it's when you sign up for my class, you are in until you are done with part 1. So if you are, I don't believe in time, because time does not exist and everybody heals differently. Everyone has a different past. So if your past is highly traumatic and you have a lot more to work with, we're going to be taking a different approach with you, and that's going to take longer. Whereas somebody who might have already done the shadow work and they're halfway through their healing journey, they're not going to need 12 weeks, 6 months, whatever. So you are in part 1 for as long as you need to be in part 1. Part 2 is parents, teachers, relationships. If you are wanting to take triadic healing and apply it to a partnership or another individual, whether it be a parent, teacher, or lover, polyamory, polycules, all of it, that's what part 2 covers, is when you take triadic healing and you expand it on. Now that you've got triadic healing down and you've healed yourself, this is how to interact with other people using triadic healing. This is how to bring them into it so that you can balance it out. This is how relationships work with triadic healing and how the subconscious mind interacts with each other. The third part is for those of you who are healers or light workers and you are seeking certification to be a Healing Garden certified healer. This is anyone who has a business for healing and they are wanting to take triadic healing and apply it into their own business. certification is available, and that is available for the third part of Triadic Healing. So it's Triadic Healing for the self, Triadic Healing for lovers, teachers, parents, partners. Ooh, I love that. That's catchy. And Triadic Healing for healers and light workers, for anyone who's wanting to do business. So that is available at this moment on Mondays. You cannot skip. You cannot say, I want part 3 only. If you get part 3, you're going to have to go through part 1, part 2, and part 3. If you want part 2, you're going to have to go through part 1 and part 2. So there is no, I don't need to heal myself. I just want to heal my partner. I don't work like that. No. Don't do that. I always start with part 1. I focus on the self, and then we expand out to partnerships and other people, and then we take it to now how to apply all of this to other people with certification. So there is no skipping and jumping. Because as I said, every time I look at anybody else out there who's got any kind of a healing program, they are not doing a full rounded healing program. They are only focused on 2 of the 6 parts of their healing. So that being said, that is Triadic Healing, and that is the healing garden portion of it. Now, the other part is the imagination playground that I have, because imagination is one of the key pillars when it comes to authenticity. And authenticity is the name of my game. So it's imagination. It is your identity, and it is your perspective. Those are the 3 massive pillars, the 3 triads that make up authenticity. The identity and perspective are managed and nurtured in the healing garden. And we don't talk about imagination at all in the healing garden. Imagination is where the playground steps in. And that is why I play D&D on Thursday nights, which is live on Twitch. You're more than welcome to jump in. It's a hoot. So, and that starts on Thursdays. That is available on my website. If you're interested, the link will be down below. So for authenticity itself, you have the 3 pillars, which is your identity, your perspective, and your imagination. And the playground, in addition to doing Dungeons and Dragons, I do a lot. I have Anna's Elite, which is my New York City private club. I also have field trips for adults, because why not? You know, why not? I love field trips. So we do field trips for adults. Yeah. So that's my playground. I do a lot with my playground and imagination. I do healing garden getaway resorts. I do a lot. So if you're interested in the playgrounds and the imagination portion, the playground is available for adults. And again, this is LGBTQIA, nonconformity, polyamory, absolutely not just safe, but celebratory. You don't have to be in order to be here, but you are absolutely celebrated if you are. So I go beyond tolerance. It's not just tolerate, it's celebrate. So that's my mindset. And then the other part of this is I have the business aspect. I love the business aspect because we explore your self, the self. Okay, let's go into the resourcefulness, your resources, and your purpose. That's what I was trying to find. So we focus on your self-purpose and your resources. So let's say you got done with Triadic Healing and you're wanting to be an entrepreneur. You're wanting to be financially stable and independent from the rat race and the system. The other pillar that we focus on in Authenticity City is building your business. It's how to find your self-purpose, how to use Triadic Healing basically to explore and push your resources, your own personal resources, so that you can become financially stable and independent and build your own company separate from the rat race. That is the business portion. And then we have the forum and market, which is where I have my business center. This is where you're going to find my shop. And if you own a shop that runs by the same similar ethics that I live by, you're absolutely invited to put your shop inside the forum. And to do that, there's basically you have to become a member. And there's information on my website about that. This is all at my Linktree account. So if you just click on the Linktree account, which will be there in the comics momentarily, you will be able to just see the full menu and basically becoming an affiliate, which is down at the very bottom. If you become an affiliate, you'll be able to put your shop inside the forum. That way, people who are members or inside Authenticity City can see your shop, and then they can head on over to your shop and do whatever. You keep 100% of the proceeds. There's no split affiliation. I don't take a percentage of your profits. It is 100% you keep all your profits. I refer them to you. You can refer them to me. That would be great, but I refer them to you. And in order to do that, there is a one-time annual flat rate fee, and your shop is immediately put into the forum and the markets. So it does not have to be healing based. It can be anything as long as you run by the ethics of Authenticity City. And then we have the Education Center. The Education Center is my philosophy side. That is where my podcast comes in. And that is where I have my Tuesday nights, the Philosopher's Fountain, and this is where membership is. This is my passion. I am an educator. Oh my God, do I love philosophy. So if you are looking for philosophy lessons, if you are looking for debate, if you are looking at any kind of looking to engage and expand your mind, this is where you would be probably most at home and interested. Members basically enjoy VIP access to all of this. They get early bird tickets. They are the first to be informed. They are absolutely welcomed into the think tank, which is where the ship of state. My ship of state is basically the government of my city, where we sit down and we talk about problems to be solved. This is the philanthropy side. This is the humanitarian side. If you are interested in Operation Imagination, which is my world peace project that I am putting together and working on, if you're wanting to become a member of the Round Table, all of that is part of the Ship of State. And all of that is where membership steps in. So if any of this interests you, now you do not have to be a member to participate in Triadic healing. You do not have to be a member to participate in any of this. The only ones who have to become members are the affiliates who want their shop in the forum shop. If you want your shop in the forum shop, then you're going to need to become a member, because that is the fee. So that's it, really. Yeah, that's it, really. And then if you're wanting access to the Ship of State, where all of the philanthropy and humanitarian work is being set up, if you're wanting access to the Philosopher's Fountain, that's where membership comes in. So everything else is available to the open public, to the visitors of the city, so to speak. If you are looking for just a stable, welcome place where you can come in and feel at home, get comfortable, or you're just looking for respite, if you are an outcast, this is a big one because this is why I built the city. If you are an outcast where you've been thrown out because you're different, because you didn't conform, because somebody applied conditional terms to your love, acceptance, home, shelter, food, survival, so you are cast out because you had to choose between your identity and yourself and conformity, and you sucked at conforming, so now you're wandering around feeling like you have no home, come to Authenticity City. You're more than welcome to stay for a day, a year, a lifetime. It's all up to you. You are absolutely free to come and go. But I'm building a community here where you will be welcomed, wanted, and celebrated just for being your authentic self. No masks are worn in my city. There are no societal masks. There are zero societal expectations. That's like the boom, that is the motto of Authenticity City, is there are no societal expectations, which is fantastic if you are polyamorous, if you're LGBTQIA. There are no closets here. It's you can be as private or as public as you want, but rest assured, if you are going to be public, you will be accepted and celebrated. And that is really the goal of Authenticity City, is the celebration of the self. And we celebrate our diversity. We celebrate our differences. And it's absolutely open to all. So if any of this interests you, if you're looking for community, if you're looking for support, if you're looking for healing, if you're looking for education, if you're looking for just the freedom and the space to say, this is me, Authenticity City is for you. Go ahead and take a look at the link below. It's my Linktree account. It's the full directory of Authenticity City. As I said, I have a lot going on. There's the 4 pillars. So this sorts it all out for you. I do public speaking on stages. I do not do one-on-one. It does not give me joy. It does not give me joy. I do not do one-on-one. If you want to work with me as far as healing goes, the only way you can do that is through the Triadic healing, and that's only available on Mondays. I can't do one-on-ones. They do not give me joy. And if you are wanting to sit down and talk philosophy in a casual setting with me, that's Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you're wanting to watch my Dungeons and Dragons game where I tap into my theatrics and my writing skills, because I combine my fantasy authorship with my theater on Thursdays, and I bring the audience into the show. So yeah, if you're wanting to see me perform for entertainment purposes, Thursdays on my Twitch account, all of that is down below. It's called the Bard's Oracle. Search for the Druid Stones. Oh yeah, well, something like that. So take a look at all the information below. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you. Happy healing.